Hey guys, Anime-kun here. In today's video, we're going to talk about the top 10 anime where MC is OP from the start and surprises everyone. Sometimes there are characters that take a while before they get stronger, either by training or getting access to a cheat code. However, there are also characters who do not beat around the bush and just simply showcase their powers right off the bat that others get so shocked, and sometimes the main character themselves too. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to our channel for more videos about anime. So, without further ado, let's begin.
貴様も死にたいか。ふざけるな。命乞いの一つでもしてみせろ。
In the wake of a Third World War which left Japan in ruins, an organization known as Vishio seized control of Tokyo and renamed it Toshima. Taking place in its back alleys are battle games known as Igura, overseen by the Vishio, in which contestants battle and bathe in each other's blood to earn the chance to go up against its tournament's king, Il-Re. Now this anime revolves around Akira, which is also known to be the undefeatable in a tournament called Blaster. However, his life on the top is shattered when he is accused of murder. Unable to prove his own innocence, all hope is seemingly lost, that is until a mysterious woman named Emma appears and offers him a chance. Now, to regain his freedom, Akira must participate in Igura and ultimately defeat Il-Re. As Akira enters Igura, you'll be surprised that there would be some overpowered dudes that is way beyond their class. The plot may seem lacking and may want you to know more, so there is also a manga for this anime, which for some would say is a lot better than the anime. The anime situates itself behind a duo Kiri and Victor Putin, a duo who took up the task of hunting horologs, monsters that devour time from humans susceptible of past regrets that wish for the reversal of time. The two hunters call themselves as chrono rulers and, as the name suggests, have control and dominion over the concept of time itself and can make objects halt mid-air or speed things up. Ultimately, any normal human being, to ever become a prey or target of a horolog, will falter to despair with how monstrous and shadowy they appear, but once the chrono rulers arrive, it would be more impressive to see that behind the deck of cards raining like bullets, and a blade apparently made of water severing the shadows are two people that just looks like any other human save for their true powers. This is quite an interesting anime, with our main character suddenly awakening to her power and suddenly defeating creatures stronger than her, creatures called as Oni. In a magical world where humans, demihumans, and Oni are heavily at odds with each other, a princess named Saltarine Sally Aldic is on a journey to find a person named Makoto Kibitsu. Traversing the world, Sally comes across many truths that she had been ignorant of due to her lineage, like how the Oni can wipe out humanity. Fortunately, Sally has a strange power that manifests itself as a sigil resembling a peach, giving her superhuman abilities capable of defeating powerful Oni with ease, while believing that peace between the three factions could be attainable one day. On the contrary, Makoto, who also has the same ability as Sally's, but with greater mastery, has a different goal. He is out to kill and torment all Oni in existence. As Sally and Makoto continue to cross paths, the power they possess will spell the difference between amicable coexistence and utter annihilation. The manga is quite good, and the anime adaptation may have butchered the flow of events, but it's still interesting to see why the characters have their power.
それは一瞬の出来事だった。私たちがさっきまでいた国は跡形もなく消えてしまった。
9年間いっぱい待ったついでにあと5分だけ待ってくんないかな。俺あいつ殴って戻ってくるから。
タイト、
Taito Kurogane frequents dozing off lately and keeps dreaming about a certain female vampire saying that she gave him her poison, and this has come to a point that he still hears it when he's awake. After an accident that should have killed him, it suddenly dawns on him that it might not be just a dream. He basically is immortal, but only to an extent that he can still die when mortally wounded 7 times within 15 minutes, and got a hold of this from that certain vampire of the name Himiya Saito. Taito is not the only character with surprising abilities. There also is Geku Kurenai, trained with exorcism and wields a sword called Spell Error, the vampire Himiya Saito, and an enemy-turned-friend Mirai Ando who wields the power of lightning.
体に教えてやろうか。
上等じゃねえか。昨日の決着をつけて。で、姫や、そろそろ離れてくれる？
やだ。
ジン、後ろ。
Ever wonder what it feels like to be one of the strongest knights of a country, but falling in love with the enemy country's princess? Well, the knight mentioned here isn't one that wants to destroy nations though, as he wishes for peace while being a knight. The knight is from the empire which persecutes those who wield magic. The tormented mages then founded the nebulous sovereignty to flee from their oppressors. Since then, the two nations have been in bitter conflict, the war still going strong for more than a century. After committing the great crime of freeing an imprisoned witch, the talented knight Iska is sentenced to prison. A year later, the Empire leadership suddenly decides to set him free, with the condition that he hunts down a fearsome mage known as the Ice Calamity Witch. Hoping to end the war, Iska agrees. Coincidentally, the Ice Calamity Witch herself, Alice, also wishes for peace and is willing to do everything she can to bring down the Empire. As Iska and Alice both yearn for a crusade that will turn the world into one without struggle, woe, or pain, the strings of fate tie them ever closer together, creating a bond that goes beyond something fabricated by mere coincidence. It's quite fun to see how these two work together to achieve their goal.
僕らがいるのは帝国でも王朝でもない。中立とした目的が同じ。それだけでいい。だから。
信じていいの？帝国の君を。
覚悟しろよ貴様ら。尋常もクソもねえ。草薙諸葉流回転、草薙武一方的に切らせてもらう。
Bringing a blade to a gunfight is usually outdated unless you are really skilled at it. That's only slightly the case with Takeru Kusanagi, who chooses to polish his sword skills for the simple reason that he is extremely clumsy in handling guns, that one might call it cursed. He is aiming to be an inquisitor, people tasked in handling magical threats in a hopefully non-violent way, and is under the Anti-Magic Academy's 35th test platoon, or the so-called small fry platoon, due to their low ranks. His natural abilities as a swordsman include being versatile in bladed weapons and mastery of the techniques of the Kusanagi clan from man-to-man combat and even man-to-monster combat. These are soon further amplified by the magical heritage, Miss Eltine, which gives him improved speed, durability, and strength, including regenerative properties when in witch hunter form, and can also have his blade lapis change shape, which allows him to utilize his versatility in bladed weapons. Surprise, blade supremacy still exists.
折れない剣と折れない体があるなら草薙は負けねえ。
エンチャント反転、マテリアル解放。
草薙諸葉流ヤマタノオロチ。
こいつがカリスマ。
Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No. It's Zetman. The story starts off with a face-off between two rival heroes, Zed and Alphas, and then traces their origins. Jin Kanzaki, a young man with the ability to transform into a superhuman being known as Zet, and Kauga Amagi, a young man with a strong sense of justice who uses technology to fight as Alphas. Jin Kanzaki was raised by his grandfather to be a caring and kind person, until one day his grandfather was killed, where things took an unfortunate turn of events. Behind the scenes, there are those who plan to use Jin Kanzaki for their own means. Players were created for the entertainment of some people. While these players themselves started off as humans, it was actually created by a certain company. One day, players were able to become self-aware that they broke out of the arena. Some are plotting for revenge, while others just want to blend in with humans and live a normal life. Zetman was actually made to eradicate these players, but will Jin Kanzaki eradicate these players? When players themselves are also victims. Watch the anime to find out which path Jin Kanzaki will take. Whether he'll bring destruction to the players or destruction to mankind.
あなたは
俺はキャシャン。ルナ、お前を殺す。
In a distant wasteland Earth deprived of humans with only sentient robots roaming around, it was supposed to be some kind of robotic stasis forever, as all are believed to be able to live endlessly until one named Luna died, which signaled the ruin. Robots will rust with nothing to stop it except the rumor that eating the one named Kajin will give them immortality. He had the skill to survive an endless number of robots hunting him with his insane strength and fast movement that he appears to be warping every time. Couple that with a berserk state that usually occurs whenever his life is in grave danger, and also a healing factor despite having to activate with a delay. The last is the immunity to the ruin, which is the source of all the rumors against him, but not to mention that it has something to do with the past that he desperately tries to uncover.
キャシャン、知ってんだよ。お前を食らえば滅びから逃げられるってな。
吸血鬼を滅ぼすのに一番効率がいいのは吸血鬼なのです。そして我々ヘルシング機関が飼いならしている吸血鬼は
Need we say more? There should be a time or two where you encountered the name Alucard in some clip or photo with a guy in almost full red, glimmering round glasses, and a pair of guns. Hellsing is an organization dedicated to destroying supernatural forces that threaten the existence of humanity, and comes with it a vast army that spends their life fighting the undead. Huge army and resources are nothing but a small ant compared to their ultimate weapon, which is the vampire Alucard, who kills other vampires for Hellsing. Now canonically, a vampire has a lot of powers, but even on that premise, Alucard is the most powerful vampire with powers such as the usual immortality, advanced regeneration and heightened senses, gravity bending, having his own familiars, and the perks of being the ultimate, which is greater resistance to whatever is normally a weakness for vampires. That list is not even the end of it. What other anime is there to top the list other than our favorite bald man, Saitama? Starting off the anime with Saitama being able to finish everything in one punch, which makes everything rather boring for him. He may look ordinary, but he actually wants to be a hero. In order to pursue his childhood dream, he trained relentlessly for 3 years and lost all of his hair in the process. Now, Saitama is incredibly powerful, so much so that no enemy is able to defeat him in battle, taking away the thrill for battle. This all changes with the arrival of Genos, a 19-year-old cyborg who wishes to be Saitama's disciple after seeing what he is capable of. Genos proposes that the two join the Hero Association in order to become certified heroes that will be recognized for their positive contributions to society, and Saitama, shocked that no one knows who he is, quickly agrees. And thus begins the story of One Punch Man, an action comedy that follows an eccentric individual who longs to fight strong enemies that can hopefully give him the excitement he once felt, and just maybe, he'll become popular in the process. This is quite a funny and enjoyable anime, so if you haven't watched this one already, then please do so.
連続普通のパンチ。
And that's all the anime we have for today. I'm sure that most of our picks here are interesting, and you may have found something new to watch. Other than that, I hope you guys loved this video. Do you guys think there are other shows that need to be on the list? Feel free to share your comments and suggestions down below. If you want to see more anime content, make sure to subscribe and give this vid a thumbs up. Stay tuned and I will see you guys soon.